Hi there folks, Gareth here from tracyandmatt.co.uk, and Felix have sent over the FlipWrite, which is an iPad, iPad Air, or the larger iPad housing that combines keyboard with a stand. Now this is ultra thin and light. It's got spacious keys with iOS shortcuts, 10 different angles in both landscape and portrait. This is a good looking device actually, to be honest. So on the back here we have diagrams of what you can do with it, and we will explore those with an iPad inside. They do make a version of this for original generation iPads and newer iPads as well, so you should be covered, and it costs $100. It doesn't mention how long the battery lasts or even if it has a battery, but this is the one for the iPad Air 2. I can't remember what iPad I have here, but we'll see if it fits. Hopefully it does. Okay, initially sort of a faux leather covering with Felix engraved there, so it does feel quite upmarket. It feels more like a leather book than a cover for your iPad. Now inside we have a few things. They're stuck in here. This will be a micro USB connector. A user guide before use. Fully charged keyboard with USB provided. Go to settings, select Bluetooth. That's how to pair it with your iPad. Okay, so power off, power on, sleep mode, and charging miscellaneous. Okay, so the device. Now this is the Felix keyboard. We saw that recently. They sell this keyboard on its own, detached from this leather case, and it's a fairly decent Bluetooth keyboard. Not quite so high quality, however in this configuration I reckon it's going to be an awful lot more durable. Having this out on its own is a wee bit scary. And then we have what looks to be some form of complicated mechanism here. The back side, well, it looks very simple actually. The back side provides various slots for this piece of card, which is covered in, what's that, velvet? No, it's not velvet, it's like a rubber type thing. And it fits into various different grooves, so it's easily adjustable. It's actually quite a nice design. I'm sure it's very cheap to produce, obviously, but very effective. Okay, so your iPad pops in there. Let's do that. Okay, we don't have the iPad Air 2. Okay. Well, it was worth a try. You didn't fit that in there now. Okay, well, possibly, as it's a bit thinner, the Samsung Galaxy Tab will fit in. Okay, so that does go in there quite nicely. Oh, that's a point. In here there's a small bit of rubber along here to sort of hold the iPad in place, but otherwise this is a plastic U. If I can get that up and focus on it, you can see it's almost like a guttering, essentially, with a little bit of rubber just to hold your iPad in place. Now there is a tiny bit of glue there from what this was held in. There's glue on the back of that. That's why it's stuck there. Whenever I try to pull the tablet back out again, you can see the white mark of the glue. So we drop that in and it fits, but it's difficult to get back out again. Okay, so we use the back lever here to drop it down and lift it up as we like. Remarkably simple. I have to say that it's probably just the most simple idea I've seen for support. I know a lot of covers tend to use the likes of this sort of flip style, and they come up with ingenious solutions as to how to support things at different angles and things. But this is just, whilst it might have been used before and other people might have these sorts of designs, this is just remarkably simple. I haven't personally seen it myself, but I'm quite impressed with it, to be true. There is no protection here for your iPad. This keyboard will rest against the screen. As you can see, I am reluctant to close this fully. You would need some form of screen protector on your iPad for this. You know, currently this iPad is being kept in, this is a G-cell this is a G-cell cover, and it slides in like that, and you have this extra barrier here, so whenever you close the keyboard there's no way it's going to touch the screen. But if you were to slam this closed in a hurry to get off the train or the plane or something like that, it's going to move around. So you need some form of protection over your tablet, which this doesn't provide. So that's a little bit worrying. But other than that, it's got a few good ideas in the right places. $100 does seem to be a little bit steep for the price, given that this one, whilst it does hugely increase the size, you know, that there's no comparison there as to which is thinner and easier to take with you. Obviously this isn't an Air, so having these two together like that, you can see easily there's a massive space difference. However, this cost, I don't know, 30 quid or something like that. It was very cheap, very simple, and it's solar powered, so you don't have to plug it in terribly often. Whereas this doesn't provide any of the sort of luxuries that you're getting for a full $100. And whilst this is, I quite like this idea, it does feel like a very cheap solution in order to get as many angles as possible. Even down to Samsung, they have this option here where the magnets click together and you can adjust it ever so slightly depending on the curve. So it does a number of different angles, but it's a higher quality feel. So it's a fine cover if you have a screen protector on your iPad. It looks quite good. It doesn't really scream out high quality right from the word go, and it doesn't feel too luxuriant in the hand, because it's not real leather, and it's not even a particularly good fake leather. It has the Felix branding to give it that look of a little bit more quality, and it certainly works in many ways. But I don't know that I could recommend it whenever there are other cheaper solutions that may be a bit nicer to your tablet out there. I would worry about this scratching your tablet. That's a real killer in my book. Even if there was a little bit of felt or something that you could flop over it, or something to that effect, which magnetizes down the bottom, to keep that away from the screen of your iPad. I'm concerned about it. But anyway, that's the Felix tablet. There's links in the show notes below. You can have a look and see for yourself what you think. So thanks for watching. Take care now.